Hi and welcome to the Trinity channel, and today I thought I'd do a video about the Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci sequence is one of the most famous formulas in mathematics. Each number in a sequence is the sum of the two numbers that precede it. So the sequence goes 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34 and so on. The mathematical equation describing it is xn plus 2 equals xn plus 1 plus xn. A mainstay of high school and undergraduate classes, it's been called nature's secret code and nature's universal rule. It is said to govern dimensions of everything from the Great Pyramids at Giza to the conic seashell that likely graced the cover of your school math textbook. You'll find the sequence in everything from, as mentioned, the seashell to your eyes, even the building blocks of the universe. Everything in the universe, the sequence and follows the sequence and is a part of what we know as the sacred geometry, which is also known in ancient times, often depicted as a diagram or a symbol called the flower of life, from Sumer to Egypt to India. Even though he did not discover it, it was first brought to light by Leonardo Paisano Bergoglio, probably butchered that. His nickname was Fibonacci. He introduced these series of numbers known as the Fibonacci sequence in his book Fibonacci in 1202. Fibonacci was a member of an important Italian trading family in the 12th and 13th century. Being part of a trading family, mathematics was an integral part of the business. Fibonacci travelled throughout the Middle East and India and was captivated by the mathematical ideas from his travels. His book Liber Abaci was a discourse on the mathematical methods in commerce that Fibonacci observed during his travels. When he was younger, Leonardo was studying under the guidance of a Muslim teacher who guided him in learning and calculation techniques, especially those concerning Indo-Arabic numbers, and which had not yet been introduced in Europe. Fibonacci's education started in Berea and continued also in Egypt, Syria and Greece, places he visited with his father along the trade routes, before returning permanently to Pisa, starting from around 1200. For the next 25 years, Fibonacci dedicated himself to write mathematical manuscripts such as the Liber Abaci. Leonardo's reputation as a mathematician became so great that Emperor Federico II asked him an audience while in Pisa in 1225. After 1228, not much of known as Leonardo's life, except that he was awarded the title of Discretus et Sapient Magister Leonardo Bergoglio in recognition of the great progress he made to mathematics. Fibonacci died sometime after 1240, presumably in Pisa. According to some historians, the Fibonacci sequence was far back as Pingala circa 450 BC to 200 BC and has connections to Sanskrit. Observing Fibonacci in nature, the geometry of plants, flowers or fruit, it is easy to recognize the presence of recurrent structures and forms. The Fibonacci, for example, plays a vital role in Phyllotaxis, which studies the arrangement of leaves, branches, flowers or seeds in plants, with the main aim of highlighting the existence of regular patterns. The various arrangements of natural elements follow surprisingly mathematical regularities, as Darcy Thompson observed that the plant kingdom has an interesting preference for certain numbers and for certain spiral geometries, that these numbers and geometries are closely related. We can easily find these numbers for the Fibonacci sequence in the spirals formed by individual flowers in a composite inflorescence of daisies, sunflowers, cauliflowers, and broccoli. Even in the golden spiral can be found in the shape of the arms of the galaxy. If you look closely, it can't be told if the galaxies follow a perfect spiral because we can't measure a galaxy accurately, but on paper we can measure it and see the size. It was Kepler himself who first noted that on many types of trees and the leaves are aligned in a pattern That includes 2 Fibonacci numbers starting from any leaf after 1, 2, 3 or 5 turns of the spiral. There's always a leaf aligned with the first, and depending on the species this will be the second, the third, the 5th, 8th or the 13th leaf. You'll find the eye of the storm, like the 0 or the 1 in the Fibonacci sequence. As you go on counterclockwise, on the counterclockwise spiral, you'll find the increasing an increasing consistent pattern that follows the Fibonacci spiral. Speaking again of flowers, seeds come from the center of the flower head and migrate out. A perfect example of this is sunflowers. Their spiral patterns, at points their seed heads get so packed that their numbers can get extremely high, sometimes as much as 144 and more. Pardon me. When analysing spirals, the number is almost always follows the Fibonacci. You as a being follow the Fibonacci sequence. The human body has various representations of the Fibonacci. Proportions from your face, your ear, to your hands, arms, etc. So despite your perceived imperfections, you're technically mathematically perfect. So what are some of the philosophical implications with the Fibonacci? We could spend hours, days, or even centuries discussing it. However, when I meditate on it, I can see full mental meltdown within a week, or even before you get a 100% certifiable answer. However, to look at some of it, it does imply that there's a multiverse in many ways. And also it implies that you don't have free choice in many ways, because your whole life and possibly your future flows within this sequence. It makes you definitely start to think, are we in the Matrix? Or is there a Matrix? Or even though there may not be a God per se, it does look like something divine was behind it all. Maybe a divine software programmer, for a better term. Interesting. It does certainly make you think, doesn't it? Well, let me know what you think, and I highly recommend you go and research a bit more for it for yourself and dwell on its implications. I've also included a link in the description below of a video called Basics on Sacred Geometry, in which it brings up the Fibonacci. So go check it out. It's a long video, but it's really good, mind-blowing. So anyway, I hope you like this short video. It's a topic one could go into until one's brain could melt, but I'm pretty sure you don't want to see my brain melt on camera. So if you liked the video, hit the like. And if you haven't already, then please hit the subscribe button and share the love. Until next time, folks, take care, stay awesome, and be well.